Hey gamers, what's up? It's that time of year again, and with Halloween looming on the horizon, we're all talking about our favorite scary video games. So I'm going to run you through a list of 5 of my favorite horror games of all time. But before we get into that, please do like this video if you enjoy it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon for future updates. I'm always trying to get new content out, and you can follow me on Twitter at L1Games. So getting right into this, these are 5 of my all-time favorite horror games. These are the games that really had an impact on me as I was a gamer coming up and trying out new things throughout my time in gaming. You'll see there's games from different eras here, from different consoles here, and I think it's a pretty good mix. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you at the end. Number 1, Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Developed by Silicon Knights and published by Nintendo in 2002 for the GameCube, Eternal Darkness features multiple paths and endings, a creepy narrative, a crazy sanity meter that makes the game play tricks on you while you play, magic, shotguns, and an insane story that takes you through different periods of time. This game has it all. It's nuts, and it's just plain awesome. If you have a GameCube or a Wii, then you have no excuse not to get your hands on a copy of this game and give it a try. It's easily one of my favorite horror games. In fact, one of my favorite games, period. The game's writer and director, Dennis Dyack, has been trying to make a spiritual successor called Shadow of the Eternals. The voice of the main character, Detective Paul Becker, was going to be done by David Hayter. But things look pretty grim for this widely anticipated sequel. In August of 2013, a Kickstarter project was started for it, but it only met about half of its $750,000 goal. Every gamer should check out Sanity's Requiem. I mean, it's really that good. And if you haven't tried it, just get the game, put it in your GameCube, put it in your Wii, and give it a shot because you will not regret it. 2. The Thing. The Thing was developed by Computer Artworks and co-published by Universal Interactive under their Black Label Games publishing label and Konami. It was released for Windows, Xbox, and PlayStation 2 in 2002. Now this game was a direct sequel to John Carpenter's 1982 movie The Thing. This game starts right after the events of the original movie. You're a member of a US Special Forces team sent to the Antarctic outpost that was in the movie to determine what has happened to the research team. The game was endorsed by John Carpenter, and he even does a voice of a character in a cameo. This is a great action horror game that features a really unique gameplay element, the trust meter. Non-player character AI is determined primarily by the trust and fear system. The trust system determines whether the NPCs will follow your orders and join you in combat. To do so, you have to ensure that the NPCs trust you and don't suspect you of being a thing. NPCs have 4 levels of trust: red, amber, green, and 100%. 100% means that they completely trust you and have faith in you. There's a real cool element in this where you can use a blood test kit and you can show them that you're not a thing. And that really comes into play later on when people don't trust you. You can do that and then they'll come back to your side. Now the fear system dictates how scared any given NPC is. There are 3 levels of fear: normal, scared, and crack up. When an NPC enters crack up mode, you only have a limited amount of time to reduce their fear level, or they'll kill themselves, attack you, or attack other NPCs. This game is crazy and super fun. If you get the chance, you really want to give this game a shot. It's the perfect mixture of action, creepy, and a really unique storyline and gameplay elements. 3. F.e.a.r. First Encounter Assault Recon was developed by Monolith Productions and produced by Vivendi Universal Games and Warner Brothers Games. It was released for Windows, ported by Day One Studios to the Xbox 360 and PS3, and released in 2005. This game's story revolves around your character, a member of the F.e.a.r team who is called upon to contain a supernatural entity. Your character possesses superhuman reflexes and must uncover the secrets of a crazy paranormal being that represents itself as the creepiest little girl you've ever attacked with high-tech weaponry. This game is a great mix of just fast-paced first-person shooter action with some creepy horror sci-fi stuff going on the side. It really does bring some genres together in a way that a lot of other games can't, and it really deserves a look. 4. Dead Space. Dead Space was developed by EA Redwood Shores, which later became Visceral Games, for Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. It was released in 2008. In Dead Space, you're an engineer named Isaac Clarke who is unlucky enough to find himself caught up in a nightmarish sci-fi scenario. Using your plasma cutter, rotary saw, and other tools, you dismember and destroy the various horrific reanimated corpses called necromorphs aboard an interstellar mining vessel called the USG Ishimura. This game has some seriously creepy atmosphere and manages to keep you on the edge of your seat even when you're not dealing with your enemies aboard the ship. When they do show up, it's just scary on top of creepy with some seriously macabre imagery throughout. You'll think about it when you try to go to sleep. It'll be there in your mind. And I haven't even mentioned the stasis ability that slows down enemies or the kinesis module that allows you to use improvised projectiles as weapons. If you've somehow managed to be hiding under a rock for the last decade and haven't played Dead Space, you've done yourself a great disservice. Personally, I'm just waiting for the VR version. But until then, you can enjoy this amazing sci-fi horror creep fest to your heart's content on the 360 or PS3. 5. Alone in the Dark. Not to be confused with the 2008 game released with the same title. Alone in the Dark, 1992, was the first of this iconic game series. It was developed by Infogrames and released for the PC in 1992. Chrysalis Software made a port of it for the 3DO in 1994, and this was its only home console version. So if you want to play it on a console, you're going to have to hunt down a 3DO. Alone in the Dark was the second game ever to use polygonal characters over pre-rendered backgrounds and ended up inspiring the creation of Resident Evil, which coined the term survival horror. And Alone in the Dark fits that description well. In the game, it's 1923 Louisiana. You play as Edward Carnby or Emily Hartwood, traversing a cursed mansion. Each character offers different perspective in terms of story, but the gameplay is the same. This creepy game features puzzle solving, finding weapons, facing off against and sometimes running away from monsters, zombies, gargoyles, ghosts, and more. This was one of the first games I played for the 3DO and it blew me away. For a game of its time, you would never anticipate this level of creepiness and depth. Sure, it has tank control and definitely takes some getting used to. It is a game of its time, but it's so worth the journey. If you've never played Alone in the Dark, you owe it to yourself to do so. Alright, and that's it guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, like I said before, do subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at L1Games. Like this video, hit the bell icon, all that good stuff. And I will have more content coming for you soon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.